Welcome back to the fthestigma YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about something that it's something I've been practicing throughout the entirety of my sobriety, but still feels very relevant in my life the past few weeks and months, and it's getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. But first, before we get into that, I'm gonna grab something really quick. You guys should totally cop the FTS merchandise. This is our hat. It's pretty cool. It's like a trucker hat. And of course, we're a nonprofit. It's going to a good cause. We've recently launched our medication assistance program, which helps those who can't afford their medications pay for them. We have a whole application process available on our website, which is also where this merch is available. We also have hoodies. It's getting cold out. We have these hoodies available in black or white. It says the stigma. And I know that these are merch. Obviously, you probably wouldn't wear it to a professional setting, but people have turned down buying these before because they're like, oh man, it says the F word on it, but that's the whole point. The stigma. So this is the back of our shirts, and this is the front. It says, let's get real. We have this in black or gray. Our hoodies, I showed you the white one, but you can also get it in black. Our hoodies are $45, trucker hats $20, and our shirts are $25. Pretty good deal, if you ask me. So you guys should check that out. But on the topic of today's video, it's also a little bit of a mental health check-in. There's been a lot going on and also not much going on at the same time. I feel like there was a lot happening, and then now it's just my life was this busy, and then now it's kind of just it went down. And that's okay. We're taking the waves of life as they come. Honestly, I've been genuinely very uncomfortable recently. Something I was told when I first got sober and started my whole recovery and mental health journey was you're gonna have to start getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable is a lot of the time, and I know I've said this before sporadically on our videos and on this platform. It's hit me very hard recently. So obviously as you guys know, I did the Mobilize Recovery bus tour. That whole experience was amazing. It was beneficial to all the people I've met and towards myself and my experiences, but it was an uncomfortable thing. I'm not at home. I'm sleeping in a different hotel room every night. I'm on a bus with people that were very new to me. We ended up getting along very great. I feel like I've made lifelong friends. But still, initially it was extremely uncomfortable. But we pushed through it. I got comfortable with being uncomfortable, and it ended up being a great time and something that I didn't regret or would take back. What I've learned, every time I push myself to do something that I genuinely don't want to do, my brain is trying to get me out of doing whatever it is, going to an event or going to this place or going to this meeting. Every time I end up going when I genuinely don't want to, with every fiber of my being, I always end up being very grateful that I did said thing. And that's the evidence that shows me being uncomfortable and pushing through that discomfort, in the end, it's worth it. And I grow out of that experience, if that makes sense. Another thing with even getting sober in the first place, getting high was my comfort, and where I felt comfortable was getting high, hurting people on accident, and driving drunk. That was my comfortability. That's what I was comfortable doing a little over 3 years ago. And then the uncomfortable thing I had to do was to get sober and have a clear mind. I would not take that back for the world. Also, it's been about almost 8 months of living here in Baltimore, and honestly the transition was easy in the beginning, and then it got hard, and then it was easy, and now I'm back in this little bit of a rut with it. Moving out here, I knew it would be uncomfortable, but look, here I am. I did it anyways. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and I feel I'm in a down period right now, and I feel this could be a little bit of a thing of seasonal depression. We're in the middle of fall. It's really cold. It's getting dark at 4 p.m. So I don't know if that plays a part of why I'm in a little bit of a rut. Motivation. I'm getting little spurts of motivation, but I have to catch it while I can because I know it's not going to last long. Life at the moment just feels really lonely and kind of like, I feel kind of like I don't even know how to put it to words. I literally wake up late, go to work, go home, play Call of Duty, repeat, maybe eat one meal a day. That's been like, I would genuinely say that's been my routine for like the past month. And no, do I feel good about it? Absolutely not. But that's what I am so comfortable doing right now. And I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting out of it. And guess what? I think it's because I'm not putting myself in an uncomfortable situation. Like I'm not going out and doing the thing that I don't really want to do, aka going to the gym, or go grocery shopping, or go out and socialize, or go to a meeting, or call somebody. I'm not doing those things currently in my life. I'm like in this like little cocoon of the things I find are comfortable, and that's rotting in my apartment, playing a video game for an unhealthy amount of time. So I'm honestly kind of using this as a soundboard, a way of accountability, and then hoping that I'm not the only one struggling with this. Because I had, like today, random burst of motivation came up, and I'm like, wait, this could be my time to do a little switch around from this like pattern and cycle I've been in. It's hard, and it just makes it harder when you feel like you're doing things alone and without a community. I want this to be that place where people don't feel as lonely feeling this way. I think that when you do the things that make you uncomfortable, eventually it just won't feel as uncomfortable. It could either become a part of your routine or just something that you regularly do because you're like, wait, there's actually benefit in that. And I have to kind of get back in that headspace and mindset. Now I'm like, a functioning adult, and I'm a little further on. Technically 3 years is still early recovery, but like now there's nobody really down my throat and up my ass about like, hey, Laisha, are you doing this? So it's like now I need to find the accountability in my life. And I'm saying this now, but I always knew this, but it's different when you experience something than when you know of it. It just resonates deeper when you're like actually experiencing this, but I truly understand the ups and downs of like mental health and depression and moods and all kinds of things. I feel it, and I now really truly clearly see it in my past of like your mental health journey is not linear whatsoever. It goes up and down. And your willingness to even do something about being in a rut goes up and down as well. Like sometimes it feels really comfortable just sitting in it, and that's where I feel like that's where I am. But my mind is being like, hey, I know you kind of don't want to sit here anymore. Let's go do that uncomfortable thing and grow a little bit. So that's where I'm at. And it feels lonely, even though I know I'm not the only one struggling, which is like the annoying part. It's like I know I'm not the only one struggling with this, but the way that it feels is just feels gross and isolating, and it's like not true. And another practice I have to do is like knowing that all my thoughts aren't facts. Living in Baltimore is uncomfortable. This phase in my life is uncomfortable, but I know I'm gonna get through it. We're gonna do this. Let me know what you guys think about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I really appreciate you tuning in to this small little mental health update check-in. And I feel like typically like the holidays are like supposed to be this really like happy time, but I feel like it's when people are going through it the most. I doubt I'm the first one to say that. Yeah.